Okay, let's dive into figuring out how to create social media content that actually works for your business, but without it feeling like, a second full-time job.
Yeah, that's dream.
Totally. We're pulling insights today from a guide focused on making this whole process quicker and easier. And actually, if you're looking to boost your social media profiles, get some real organic engagement, the material we looked at points towards rapidboost.net as a potential resource to check out early on.
Right. And that feeling of being overwhelmed by social media, it's so common. I mean, think about it.
Nuts.
Hundreds of thousands of tweets, millions of photos uploaded every single minute. How does anyone even stand out in that?
Exactly. And this guide, it tackles that head on. It argues it's maybe less about some kind of natural creativity.
Which is intimidating for a lot of people.
Right. And more about having a solid strategy,
Oh.
a process.
Which is such good news. Honestly, it takes the pressure off feeling like you have to be this, I don't know, content genius every single day.
Yeah, invent the wheel constantly. So our mission here is to sort of pull out the most actionable steps, those surprising nuggets from this source, give you a shortcut.
Makes sense.
We'll look at understanding who you're talking to, using proving structures for posts, leaning on smart tools, and building a workflow that hopefully actually saves you time.
Exactly. It's about cutting through all that noise, but efficiently. So, okay, maybe we should start with why. Why bother creating engaging content in the first place?
Good question. Because beyond the obvious likes and shares, it's really fundamental to building, well, a successful online presence.
Right. This isn't just about vanity metrics, is it?
Not at all. The guide really stresses that truly engaging content, it builds trust with your audience, it nurtures those relationships over time,
Which is huge.
and ultimately it drives conversions, turning followers into actual customers. Plus, it helps establish you as a go-to voice in your space.
People today, they follow, they share, they even buy from businesses that consistently give them value and feel authentic.
Yeah.
They want more than just a constant sales pitch.
Definitely. So when we say engaging, what does that actually look like? What are we talking about?
Well, this source defines it as content that connects on an emotional level,
Yeah.
or it solves a specific problem they have. Maybe it entertains them, or it just plain educates them.
And the payoff for that connection is pretty significant.
Oh, absolutely. It reminds us at that point, you often see, like in the Harvard Business Review, right,
Mm.
that emotionally connected customers are way more valuable, like over twice as valuable.
Wow.
Yeah. Engaging content sparks curiosity, makes people want to jump in, participate.
Mhm.
It opens the door for real conversations with your audience,
Okay, so let's unpack the step-by-step process this guide lays out. How do we actually create this kind of content? It starts with what they call the absolute foundation.
which is knowing your audience. Simple as that, but so critical.
You just can't create content that resonates if you don't have a clear picture of who you're trying to reach, right?
Exactly. The first part of this is identifying your ideal customer personas.
Ah, the avatars. Thinking about those maybe 1 to 3 key types of customers?
Right. Who are they really?
Mm.
What are their pain points? What keeps them up at night? What are their goals, their values? Where do they hang out online?
And crucially, this isn't just like guesswork.
No, you should be using data you already have from existing customers, website analytics, maybe even just running simple polls on social media.
Okay, so you get these personas. Then what?
Then it's vital to listen to how they actually talk. Monitor the comments on your posts, your DMs, look at online reviews, follow relevant hashtags in your industry,
What are you listening for exactly?
specific questions they're asking, the words and phrases they use to describe their problems or what they want. The guide really emphasizes capturing that language.
Why? To use it in your own stuff.
Precisely. Using their words makes your message instantly more relatable, more authentic. It shows you get them.
That makes sense. And alongside listening to their words, you should also pay attention to what kind of content already grabs their attention.
Definitely. Look at your own platform analytics. Facebook Insights, Instagram Analytics, X Analytics, whatever you use. See which of your past posts did the best.
Find the patterns.
Exactly. Was it polls, behind-the-scenes stuff, quick tutorials? Identifying those patterns helps you replicate success instead of just, throwing spaghetti at the wall.
The guide gives this great little case study, doesn't it? A local coffee shop.
Yeah. They boosted their engagement by like 35%.
How'd they do it?
It was simple, really. They just deeply understood their local community. They asked customers about new drinks and polls. They featured photos from their customers, highlighted local suppliers.
So it felt really relevant to them.
Totally. Every post was tailored. It just proves how powerful that foundational step, really knowing your audience, actually is.
Okay, moving on. Step 2 is using content frameworks. This feels like the real key to creating that scroll-stopping content without needing a bolt of lightning inspiration every time.
Absolutely. Frameworks give you structure, and they leverage psychological principles to make your ideas really land effectively. You don't have to face that dreaded blank page.
I love the idea of using formulas. The guide mentions things like PAS problem, agitate, solution, classic copywriting.
Right, or things like story arcs, listicles, even simple question posts, or those carousel tutorials you see everywhere.
So they're like proven blueprints.
Pretty much. They really cut down on that decision fatigue and help you organize your thoughts into something clear and compelling. It also mentions that if you want specific, proven frameworks, resources like rapidboost.net are out there and offer that kind of thing.
Good to know. And it's also key to mix up the types of posts you create, even using these frameworks.
Definitely. Keep your audience engaged by rotating through different categories. Posts that offer value, like tips.
Glimpses behind the scenes. People love that.
Yeah. Social proof like testimonials, content tied to timely trends, and yes, even strategic sales offers. A varied feed just holds attention better.
And visuals, of course. Can't forget visuals.
Oh, non-negotiable these days. High-quality photos, infographics, short videos like 10, 15 seconds GIFs.
And the guide points out how easy this is now, right? With free tools.
Totally. Tools like Canva, VistaCreate, Adobe Express, they often have templates specifically designed for social media, which makes it easy, even if you're not a graphic designer. Takes away a lot of the pain.
Which leads us nicely into step 3, leveraging tools and automation. This is where you really start to get that speed and efficiency back.
Yes, taking advantage of these digital shortcuts is essential, especially when you're juggling a business. Planning tools are, well, game changers here.
Like Buffer, Hootsuite, later.
Exactly, those kinds of platforms. They let you map out, schedule, even review your content way ahead of time. Days, weeks, sometimes months.
That consistency must be key, and it probably reduces a lot of daily stress.
Huge difference. Less context switching, more consistency. And then there are tools specifically for speeding up the creation part.
Right, Canva again for graphics. What else?
Lumen 5 was mentioned for turning longer text, like blog posts, into videos pretty quickly. CapCut for easy mobile video editing. And those templates in many tools save so much time on branding.
What about AI? That's everywhere now.
Yeah, the guide mentions AI assistants too. Tools like Jasper or ChatGPT can definitely help brainstorm ideas, suggest headlines, or even draft initial captions.
But there's a catch, right?
A crucial one.
Yeah.
The source rightly says, always use these as a starting point. You absolutely have to infuse your unique voice, your brand personality. Don't just copy and paste AI output. It often sounds, well, robotic.
That's such an important point. Okay, in the last part of this tool section, analytics for optimization.
You have to know it's working.
Well-
Otherwise, you're just guessing and potentially wasting a lot of effort. Regularly look at your metrics.
Not just likes, though.
No, go deeper. Look at saves, shares, replies, comments. Those tell you which content truly resonates. Then you double down on the winners and maybe tweak or just stop doing the stuff that underperforms. It's about making data-informed choices.
Makes sense. Okay, step 4. Crafting compelling copy. The advice here seems simple but powerful. Write less. Say more.
Your words are so critical. The right message just performs better. The core idea is be conversational and direct.
Cut the jargon. Use punchy sentences.
Exactly. And always talk to the listener. Use you. Start with a strong hook that grabs attention right away. Offer value quickly. Guide them to a clear next step.
Like those headlines, struggling with X or why most why fail, stuff like that.
Yeah, things that tap into a problem or curiosity. And use active, evocative language. Words like discover, transform, join.
Tap into emotions, too.
For sure. Curiosity, excitement, belonging, maybe even a little FOMO, fear of missing out when it makes sense. You want your audience to feel something and be moved to actually do something.
And the guide is really strong on this next point. Include calls to action. CTAs in every single post.
Yes. Don't be shy. Tell people what you want them to do next. Ask them to share your thoughts below, or tag a friend who needs this, or save this post for later.
Does it really make that much difference?
Apparently, yes. The guide cites data suggesting simple, clear CTAs can boost engagement metrics like comments and shares significantly, like up to 50% according to Social Media Examiner.
Wow. So if you're not asking.
You're leaving engagement on the table. Simple as that.
Okay, step 5 is all about repurposing and scheduling. This sounds like the ultimate work smarter, not harder strategy.
Totally. This is how you maintain consistency without completely burning out. The idea is to maximize the value you get from every single piece of content you create.
So take one good idea and spin it out.
Exactly. Got a detailed blog post that could become a series of carousel slides for Instagram, did a webinar, pull out key quotes for graphics, customer testimonials, turn those into short video reels.
That fills your content calendar way faster.
And it reinforces your message across different formats, reaching people who might prefer video over text or vice versa.
And batch creation fits in here too.
Perfectly. Dedicate specific blocks of time, maybe 1 or 2 afternoons a month, just for brainstorming and drafting content for the upcoming weeks.
Get in the zone.
Right. It reduces that mental fatigue from constantly switching tasks and lets you really leverage your creative flow when you have it.
Okay, so you've batched your content, maybe repurpose some old stuff, then you schedule it.
Schedule it for maximum impact. Use those analytics we talked about. Figure out when your specific audience is most active on each platform.
And schedule your posts for those peak times.
Yep. Most scheduling tools and even the platforms themselves give you this data now. Experiment a bit, see what works best, and adjust.
Okay, last step. Step 6, measuring success and adapting. This is presented as the essential final piece of the puzzle.
It really is.
Yeah.
Without measurement, you're basically just flying blind.
Mm-hmm.
It's crucial for making sure your efforts are actually paying off. And honestly, it makes the whole process feel easier because you start focusing only on what works.
So step 1 is defining what success even looks like for you.
Exactly. What's your goal right now? Is it brand awareness? Then maybe track reach and shares? Is it building a community? Focus on comments and saves? Driving sales? Look at clicks and conversions?
Don't try to chase everything at once.
Please don't. You'll drive yourself crazy. Pick the metrics that align with your actual business goals for this quarter or this month. Then commit to testing, learning, and iterating.
Run little experiments.
Yeah. Small ones. Try different headline styles on similar posts. Post a video about topic X and an image about topic X and see which does better.
And then actually use that information.
Right. Review the results, document what you learned, what worked, what didn't, maybe why you think that was, and then pivot your strategy based on that real data.
The guide mentions how agile, data-driven brands just grow faster.
It makes sense, doesn't it? They gave that example of a B2B software company.
Oh yeah, the videos.
Right. They saw their engagement double in just 6 weeks. How? By switching from text posts to short, like 30-second how-to videos. That just shows the power of testing and adapting based on what your audience actually responds to.
So, okay, that's a lot of great steps. How do you actually take all this and put it into practice without getting overwhelmed again? The guide suggests a pretty practical 7-day sprint just to get started.
Yeah, it breaks it down really simply. Day 1, define those audience personas and take a look at your past top-performing content. Just see what worked before.
Okay, day 2.
Choose maybe 3 content frameworks you like, PAS, listicles, questions, whatever, and outline 7 post ideas using them. Just the ideas.
Day 3. Gather or create the visuals for those 7 posts. Find photos, make simple graphics.
D4. Batch write the captions for those posts. Keep them snappy, action-focused, remember the CTAs.
Day 5. Schedule those 7 posts for the week ahead. Use those optimal times you found. Maybe try a free scheduling tool.
Day 6. Take one piece of existing longer content. You already have an old blog post, maybe an email newsletter, and repurpose it. Break it down into 3 to 5 shorter social posts.
Get more mileage out of it.
Exactly. And finally, day 7. Look at the basic analytics for the posts you put out this week. Which one did best? Make a note of it. Start thinking about why.
And the guide suggests just blocking out maybe 1 to 2 hours each day for this sprint.
Yeah, just to get the ball rolling. By the end of that week, you've actually created a full week's worth of content. You've learned something about what resonates, and you've started building that consistent workflow, that content flywheel.
So wrapping this all up, the core message from this deep dive seems to be that standing out on social media, it doesn't have to be this huge mystery or a massive time suck.
Not at all. You can make it achievable, maybe even easy, by combining these proven structures, these frameworks.
Using smart tools to automate and speed things up.
Really understanding your audience on a deep level.
And having that willingness to test, learn, and adapt based on what the data tells you.
Focus on delivering real value consistently. Use batch planning to stay ahead of the game. And always measure the metrics that actually align with your business goals. Don't chase vanity.
And the guide suggests this process can really shift social media from feeling like a chore.
To being a powerful asset,
Mm.
something that actually drives followers, engagement, and measurable results for your business.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it mentions checking out rapidboost.net if you're looking for specific resources on organic reach and those proven post frameworks.
Okay, so a final thought to leave people with, maybe building on that measurement piece, thinking about the power of measurement we discussed. How could you choose just one key metric? Maybe it's comments, maybe saves, maybe shares, and really use just that single number to guide the experiments you run with your content next week. What would change if you focus like that?